Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a bonus general message, and these are the ones that I usually start out with an anecdote, something pertaining to my doggy, and then we see if that sets the tone for the story. And he he's been kind of a little bit extra like zoomy lately, and it's absolutely adorable. I love when he does his zoomies, but he's pretty heavy these days, so he sounds like a little herd of elephants, but it's been really cute. So I don't know if somebody's really excited right now, but we do start out with the Six of Pentacles, which is this could be a really exciting conversation that somebody is having. Somebody could be gushing about a new romantic partner, or um, an individual is actually overhearing that somebody said something really nice about them. You notice how we have the teapot pouring, and we have the little dude standing here on the teapot, and we can see the tea is being spilled here. It's truth. By the way, there's the Libra scales on the edge of that teapot as well. Sorry, it's really hard to see it. There's definitely something kind, there's something beautiful being discussed, and possibly either in regards to a person. We got the moon, but one person doesn't know about it. Okay, so hold on. This is interesting. We have conversation happening, and then somebody else doesn't know about the conversation that has happened. We've got a Knight of Swords. We've got an Ace of Cups. Oh, is it the Jets who sang, you found out I got a crush on you? That's what this might be. This could be someone who says, I heard so-and-so told me. They told me the truth about you. They think that you're all that in a bag of chips. They think that you're super spicy. And it could be that this, after a conversation, someone rushes to the individual that the conversation was about and tells them that beautiful news behind the back of the person who made the proclamation that, oh yeah, I think they're really attractive. Oh, I think he's so hot. It could be like two friends chit-chatting, and one girlfriend says to her friend, oh, did you see that new guy? Oh, he's so hot. He's so attractive. And immediately that friend runs up to the dude and says, so don't tell her I told you this, but she thinks that you're super gorgeous. And then then this could be one of those situations where things take off from there, because we've got this Knight of Swords, and it's covered in newsprint, and it's like the ice has been broken. You notice how we have the the break there in the conversation. The opening has been created for there to be a proclamation of love. Maybe it's almost like a relief that somebody finally knows, even though this keeps feeling as if there's the way people feel has been hidden. That's all I can see in this right now. And the intricacies of this, and by the way, I don't read for genders, so it does not matter. I will try to go with whatever we see on the cards to just give us a point to follow the story. But just remember, these could be same-sex couples. This could be reverse gender roles. I never care about the gender of a character. I only care about the way we describe a character. So let's see. The Tower, the Nine of Swords. Oh my gosh. So when somebody does find out that their secret was conveyed, I think it gets pretty worrisome. They're like, oh my God, I work with that person. What? I didn't want that secret told. Great. I can't ever show my face in public again. The only thing is, we have the Hierophant, we have the Four of Cups, and we have a Nine of Pentacles. I think, believe it or not, this could be one of the best things that happens. Now, of course, this message reminds characters, if you don't want your business spread around, don't tell your business to anybody, right? That's the first rule of anything, right? First rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. Now, the first rule of keeping your business, to yourself, is don't talk about your business, right? Talking about it gives someone else the opportunity to repeat it. My mother, never tell her anything. The first thing you say, Mom, I'm going to tell you this, but don't tell anyone. She will literally, it's like a little kid who must go find someone to tell. A stranger, pick up the phone, call somebody. The second you're done telling her something, she will be on the phone telling somebody else. Not maliciously, she just can't help it. It's just that's the forefront of her mind and it just slips out. She's been like that her whole life. Worst secret keeper ever. But it's like a little kid. She just can't help herself. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that. It's really funny. This story is someone who maybe is like that. This is not malicious. This is just like, oh, why did I tell you? You're like a bucket with a hole in it. Anything I put in it just runs right back out and in all directions really fast, you know. But in this storyline, I think it was not such a bad thing that something beautiful that was said was then conveyed to another individual, right? This was all complimentary, beautiful energy. None of this is negative gossip, and none of the words spoken were negative. But it still says if our character did not want their personal emotions to be conveyed to another, they probably should have kept it to themselves, or at least not told that particular friend. As it turns out, though, I think this character who's like mortified by the fact that someone is going to convey their emotions to another person, I think even though they're mortified at first, they may say, all right, let me sit with my higher self and let me ask myself this. Did I say something positive about someone? Well, yes. So should I really feel regretful? No. In fact, if anything, I think that they get a message from first the universe. It says, all you did was say something kind about someone to another person. And then that person went and blabbed it. But all you did was spread more kindness out into the world, more complimentary energy out into the world. Is that really so bad? This would suggest no, it's probably not so bad to send out positive vibes. If someone's going to gossip about you and they're going to be, you know what beautiful thing so-and-so said? That's really not the worst kind of gossip to have out there, is it? So I kind of think that our character wraps their head around it and says, you're right, that's ridiculous. If anything, good. I'll now be known as the person who can openly say, oh, I think that person is gorgeous. Oh, I think that person is so attractive because they're so smart. They're so wonderful. Why would I not give somebody a compliment? That's who I am. And maybe our character is even going to say, why don't I just be more bold? Why don't I just own it? Yeah, I said that about you. You're gorgeous. You're attractive. You're handsome. You're whatever. Yep, I said it. I stand by my words. I said it and I meant it. Sorry, I hope that didn't offend you, but it was the truth. And, well done you, I feel like our character is finding a way to be comfortable with the fact that they said something that then got conveyed all around. Okay, so what's the result of this, right? Because that becomes the next question. We have a King of Swords, we have a Queen of Pentacles, and we have a Page of Pentacles. I kind of already guessed that if our lead character has said something complimentary about a person behind their back, someone that they are interested in, like I say, have a crush on, maybe even have love for, and they might be a little bit mortified that their words have been conveyed to someone else. The thing is, that person who got the compliment could have been a King of Swords, doesn't have to be. This could be a same-sex couple, doesn't have to be, but we do see feminines on both, but one of them is the king. Could just represent a character who's very, at ease with their divine masculine and feminine energies, which hopefully all characters are, right? But it could be that this King of Swords is the object of that lovely energy. And the reason I suggest that is because we had the Libra scales on that teapot and little dude standing there. So that could be our King of Swords that was being talked about in such a flattering way. And when they hear this, they in turn very well just might say, wow, I didn't expect that. I didn't know this Queen of Pentacles felt that way about me. That's really nice to hear. I'd like to go and see that Queen of Pentacles. I'd like to go talk to them. I'd like to go approach them. You notice the dragonfly is coming right up. And here she is standing here very innocent, like, oh, yeah, I know. I said some real complimentary things. There's this giant peony that's blossomed there as well. I always look at flowers as romance. I think this opens the door even though I do not believe that this was intended. I do not think that this, if it was a feminine, I do not think that her telling a friend that she found this King of Swords attractive was something she intended to be blabbed to them. But somehow it came out that way. Now, I will say there's this one other just popped into my head. Because we have this conversation, because we have this writing, it could also be that someone is reading another individual's. Okay, so this could get more complicated. Grab your popcorn. This King of Swords could have been actually the one speaking truth to someone and saying, look, once upon a time I dealt with a Queen of Pentacles and they sent me information. Now the Queen of Pentacles does not know that their emails are being reread. And what might have come across in those emails is, or letters or whatever it was actual love. Now it could be because the King of Swords can be kind of cool and cold. They may not have actually understood some of the things that this Queen of Pentacles actually said to them. They may not have seen it as somebody showing them love. Why? Because they're looking at things through a clinical set of eyes. They could be discussing the content of a letter or something that was written with an individual who's actually like getting to know the Queen of Pentacles without the Queen of Pentacles knowledge. This could be somebody, heck, maybe the King of Swords is letting a friend read some emails from their past relationship with the Queen of Pentacles, and unbeknownst to the Queen of Pentacles, this friend is getting to know the Queen of Pentacles and is going, what do you mean this person loves you? This person wrote you, they didn't write you angry letters. That was them expressing love. They were frustrated, yes, but they were trying to open up dialogue with you. Those letters were love. Those letters were them sending you messages that were to actually give some kind of love and support. And then they felt mortified maybe when you didn't respond. Like if you sent somebody a sincere, heartfelt love letter and they didn't respond, you might feel really like, okay, well, I guess that this is over. So I'm wondering if the Queen of Pentacles, if this is all about letters that are now being read long after the fact, and we have a like non-judgmental outside party that is reading through this and giving the King of Swords a different perspective. And they're letting the King of Swords be able to get into the mind of that Queen of Pentacles. Like, wait a second, I read this and all I see is that they loved you. And the King of Swords is like, what do you mean? They wrote me a rant letter. No, they wrote you a love letter. Then when you didn't respond, then they let you go. But they clearly said they were mortified by, the fact that I guess I got it all wrong. Now I feel foolish. It's almost like somebody is reading this way after the fact. And what they're seeing is, and even gaining the perspective, whoever is talking to this King of Swords is giving them a perspective of that Queen of Pentacles. And it could be for them to say, this Queen of Pentacles had to hold themselves in high esteem and walk away. They didn't try to control you. They actually let you go after proclaiming their love and you didn't respond, and then they let you go. That's somebody who isn't trying to control. That's somebody who does let go. It's interesting how either way we slice it, we have somebody carrying information to the King of Swords. Okay, that much we can see in this story. And I'm leaning a lot more heavily toward letters are now being read and someone is helping the King of Swords see it from a different perspective. See the perspective that really came through in those letters, but the king couldn't see it until someone helps them digest it differently. Now the King of Swords is like, even here, you notice how they thought, nope, this is how it is. I read it correctly. And then all of a sudden, someone else reads it to them and says, wait a second, did you not understand what the queen was just saying there? All of a sudden, it's like their mind goes in this squirrely way as they're digesting it from a different concept. And now they're looking at the Queen of Pentacles in a different way, saying, oh my God, wait a minute, I need to go talk to her. So I think this was a big, huge misinterpretation of what the message was, and they didn't know that until now. Well, this story just took a complete turn from what I was thinking it was at the beginning. This is way deeper than that, and it's all because of that the card with all the writing on it, the letters. We have the star and we have the Six of Swords. All of a sudden, they're saying, I have something I need to say to them. I want to approach them. The King of Swords now wants to talk to the Queen of Pentacles. They're realizing she either was innocent of whatever they thought. They thought maybe she was rude or something, or they thought maybe they were rude to her because they misinterpreted something. This is them coming in with some kind of offer. I think that they misconstrued her words. Now they'd like to heal this, but I do think that she left this behind because it was very painful. And I think that's it. It's like, oh my God, if only I had understood what she meant back then. If I had read the letters with a different tone in my mind, now I realize I might have caused her a ton of grief, and she moved on in sorrow, in pain, feeling like I'd abandoned or isolated her when I thought she was mad at me or writing me some goodbye letter, or something here made them see it totally opposite from the way it actually was written. It's like they didn't realize how the disappointment and upset and especially on the heels of sending love to them, like very pouring out their heart kind of energy, and then seemingly getting nothing in return. Somehow this Queen of Pentacles tried to open the lines of conversation with them, tried to give them a loving response, and then they either felt disrespected, dishonored, even made fun of somehow, and it was very painful. And so then they said, okay, never mind, I'm sorry that I reached out, or something like that. And then they pull back. But it's weird how it's an outsider's influence that is giving this King of Swords a new, fresh perspective on everything. Like, you do realize what she meant, right? You do realize she actually, heck, maybe this queen wanted to marry you. Maybe it was all about huge disappointment because she loved you a ton and nothing, you weren't reactive, you weren't responding to her. So then she just realized, never mind, I guess I have to grab my self-respect and walk on out of here. And it really feels like somebody is explaining who the Queen of Pentacles was. King, queen, doesn't matter. They're looking at this now with this newfound sense of, I need to go toward her and I need to heal something, especially heal that point in time in which she thought she had to just leave this behind, leave it all in the past. Six of Wands. The thing is, they realize that she does have a lot of self-respect. She did leave this mess behind. Oh my gosh. She left a mess behind and moved on to be more successful. And to me, this is starting to look like if they want to come forward and they want to discuss some things with her, they want to heal some things with her. What is this Devil? Because this is when somebody's caught in somebody else's trap. I'm wondering if this storyline just took a whole nother twist and turn. We've got a Page of Swords there. We've got an Ace of Pentacles. They might be wanting to come forward and explain, listen, everything that you said in those emails, in those conversations, in those texts, everything that you said to me, Queen of Pentacles, I viewed in a toxic and negative thing because either at that point in time, they had a toxic influence who was telling them how to digest those letters, and it was from a very toxic place. So someone was giving them very poor counsel. They were trapped in somebody's web. This could be like a disapproving family member. This could be a just somebody with a real poisonous viewpoint who acted like they were this person's friend. And if they let someone else read those letters a long time ago and that person tainted their view and said, oh, that Queen of Pentacles is this, is that. Now time has passed. Those letters are being reread by a completely different person. Maybe this is a therapist or a counselor, and they're sharing this. And the therapist or counselor is like, wait, why did you think somebody was being mean to you? That person said they loved you, but you didn't respond. So then they said, okay, I guess I got it all wrong. I guess I should let you go. They might only just now be able to tell the Queen of Pentacles the reason all that happened is because there was a very toxic individual that told me that I should cut you loose because you were being rude. And I didn't know it at the time. I've learned a lot since then. Could we have a new dialogue? Could we have any kind of a new beginning now that I have this different level of comprehension? This feels like there was a lot of confusion, a lot of, at the beginning I said, it's like, wow, if you don't want your business spread, tell anybody your business. But I guess we should add, if you don't want somebody to be the reason that you get something so wrong, maybe be mindful of who you're getting advice from, because this looks like they got really bad advice from a very toxic person with a toxic perspective, and that really damaged what was a really loving connection and an expression of love. They would like to, it almost feels like a heartfelt apology here. They have seen things so differently, and that's what they want to convey now to this Queen of Pentacles. They would like to have some chance to maybe have a new beginning now that they understand that the Queen of Pentacles meant something very different with all the words that they spoke. Once again, we have a King of Swords. This is pretty tattered, but they are the ones now requesting in the most respectful of ways. They might have treated her in a disrespectful manner as well, because they completely misunderstood her words, which caused further hurt and pain to someone who was actually operating in the best of intentions. But they might have been extremely disrespectful, because this says they want to be extremely respectful at this point moving forward. Can we have a new beginning, and may I have a chance to treat you with a ton of respect? 8 of Swords in the reverse, 5 of Wands upright. I think on one hand, them coming forward to talk to this Queen of Pentacles is going to be something that finally, they might have been holding on to a lot of hurt. Like, I can't believe that she said all that mean stuff to me. And when they finally talk to, maybe it is a therapist or a counselor, somebody who gives them a clearer vision, and they're like, oh my God, the friend who told me that this is what she must have meant, and that's what she must have meant, and I should cut her loose. They were the ones that was toxic. Oh my God, I've made a mess of this. But it feels so much better to not be holding on to hurt and feeling like I think they couldn't comprehend what happened. There's so much confusion in this story that needed to be illuminated. But as they're coming forward to now ask this Queen of Pentacles, could we have a new beginning, and could I actually treat you with the respect that I should have in the past? I thought you were being disrespectful. I thought you were mad at me. I completely reacted in a way that was disrespectful towards you, and I want to correct that. Here's the thing. Even though there's a lot of good that comes out of this, I don't know. This to me is looking like our Queen of Pentacles is like, I don't know which version of them they are. They're the cold one, they're the icy one, they're the one who wants to be respectful. I don't know. This feels like they're thinking over and over, and they're remembering the entire situation of what happened with that person. But then they were so rude to me. But then that King of Swords was, I responded. We saw so many attempts in this, so many attempts to communicate, and so many, like I sent love messages and I poured my heart out, and then what happened? And then it was really painful, and I tried to figure out what was going on, and I didn't get any response. And and then I said all my dreams just went up in smoke, because I really thought we had something, but I guess I'm wrong. And then, oh gosh, then it was just like, God, I regret being so foolish, and I just should let this go and move on. I feel like she kind of said everything. So the confusion of their behavior in regards to the way she was trying to like openly communicate, I think she's more concerned about, like, they can say that they just misinterpreted all day long, but she has memories of what happened during those different benchmarks of time. And I think she's really trying to say, I don't know, if I were in their shoes, would I have behaved the way they did? She has too many memories associated with this. We got Death card, we got the Hermit, and we got the Emperor. For this storyline, it almost looks like she's saying, I mean, it's nice to hear that they want to do things different. I'm glad to hear that they're saying, I'm sorry, I misinterpreted so much about what you'd said to me. But at the end of the day, I think she's realizing, I don't know that takes it away or changes it, because this says it gives her closure with the Death card. It lets her know, it's all right. I think I did get over it. I really did, but I don't think she responds. The Hermit card says she's real silent about it, and that's a Virgo energy on that one, the Scorpio here. And then I think she realizes, I think what I'd rather do is not have to go back through another cycle with them, because they're like, oh wow, all those emails you sent, somebody toxic told me that you were a jerk, so I should ignore you and be mad at you and treat you with disrespect. So I did all that. And gosh, now that I talk to somebody who tells me something else, now I'm sorry about it. I think she's kind of at the point where she's like, even that kind of is coming across like, although I can understand how they could get it wrong, every person has to still interpret for themselves. And it just seems like as she thinks about this and thinks about this and thinks about this, she comes to the conclusion that, my life has been less painful without the confusion of what I went through with them in it. So maybe I just let this go, but I got some closure. That's nice, but I don't think I want to respond to them. I think there was a lot of hurt in this. I mean, obviously there was a lot of hurt. We saw that Six of Swords. We saw her moving on from a very lonely, abandoned space. We saw her with a storm cloud overhead, but she carried on anyway. We saw a lot of pain. And even if they are now realizing, oh my God, she loved me, I really want to treat her well now that I see it differently. I kind of think she's like, but I saw such an ugly side already. And now I've moved on. And I think I should keep moving on, because I think I want an emperor instead. I don't even want a king of swords that would now supposedly treat me respectfully, because in my head, I'm always going to remember the disrespect, because when they get mad, I know how they treat people, or when they misunderstand something, or when someone else influences them, I know how they treat people. So I don't think I can do that. I think I'd rather just have an emperor. I think I'd rather hold out for somebody else. And I don't think I want to go back to someone who I've already had a bad track record with. One more message on that emperor. We got the Justice in the reverse, Libra energy. I'm going to go ahead and say that's, for this storyline, it looks like that's a good choice. Somebody who's saying, no, I don't want to. I think to set things right, they already did set things right by saying, I got it all wrong. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I misunderstood everything you ever said. And then I reacted in a mean way towards you. And I'm sorry. Could I treat you better now? Could I speak to you again now? And I think her saying nothing, just going ahead and letting it go as she's already done, and not reopening it, and not trying to take them back. I think her choosing to move on and be with an emperor instead. I think that is the justice here. It's like, we don't need to rehash everything. We don't need to fix everything. Sometimes we can just move forward. And I think that's it, because things have been as fixed as they're going to be. And I don't think it changed anything for her. What happened, and she's already had to move on, had to make peace with it, had to let it go. So them coming back in now to say, oh my God, I got it so wrong, I don't think it makes a difference. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.